Oh man, this video is close to home. The game of Rainbow Six Siege.
But needs to square up his body. Only a single one left! Mayo with one of the best clutches of the tournament!
And oh, Mojo Man's absolutely insane! He's going for the fifth, but he doesn't even need it! The time! What a clutch from Mojo Man! He's back!
Yo, open this one. Open it. Open this like rotation hole.
Goodbye.
That ain't no rotation hole.
I've spent almost 4,000 hours playing this game, and I quit. The Rainbow Six Siege I once played was full of vibrant colors, life, immersion, and pure chaotic fun.
That's me.
I'm not even being nostalgic right now. It literally was like that, with the new events dropping, new skins, and a ranked mode which wasn't whoever plays the most gets the highest rank, and was actually based on skill.
Oh my god!
Don't get me wrong, the Siege we have now is beautiful, but it's a shadow of its former self. Hackers run rampant, recycle content, people leaving the game breaking glitches, inconsistent hit registration, console facing mouse and keyboard, and just bad balancing. So what really happened to the Siege we once played? How did this tactical masterpiece fall so far from grace? The real question is, can the game be saved? And before we dive deeper, a subscribe would go a long way to help me make more of these videos. Rainbow Six Siege is facing numerous challenges, but the worst of them all are hackers. Siege has become a hacker's paradise. Cheaters are running rampant and ruining the experience for both competitive and casual players.
Uh-oh. Bro, what the f? There's a big on my screen.
They've become so common that it's impossible to find a legitimate game in a single gaming session, especially if you're a high rank. The actual honest players have become helpless and frustrated.
Look him up, boys. Look him up. Jonathan 3960 mother.
The thing is, back then it used to be mostly closet cheaters that you found rarely, maybe like once every 2 weeks, and that's considering if you play like 3 games a day or 4 games a day. It's no more just like walls or soft aimbot, it's rampant hacks. People shooting through the wall and not being banned. I've played against people against 9 KD.
Well, if you can't beat him, join.
While the developers are saying that they're introducing stat bans.
It's led to less time manually making bans, and it's made a much wider net for us to cast trying to find those cheaters. It's helping a lot.
To be honest, the best thing to come out of the situation was the chicken attack hack.
Can't get off.
Dude, chicken, bro! Did I kill him? Bro. No, there's a chicken on my screen, bro! Bro! What is this?
I can't lie, that was one of the funniest hacks I've ever seen in a competitive shooter. Ubisoft hasn't really turned a blind eye to this situation. They make you turn on the game and show a QB anti-cheat update, where you're forced to restart the game and think if you really want to play the game. And if you choose to keep playing, you'll face a hacker.
Yo, Ubisoft! Fix your game!
Jokes aside, Ubisoft is trying. No, really, they are. Past few updates, all their patches included something to do with hackers and how they want to stop them. Yes, BattlEye is bad, but to people who say why don't they just go to another anti-cheat, really is not that simple. From a price leak in 2018 or 2019, it starts at $100,000 and scales to how many players you have. The price could easily be in the millions. And if they wanted to upgrade their anti-cheat, you can just imagine how much that would cost. And those who compare BattlEye to Riot anti-cheat and how Riot anti-cheat is so good, it indeed is very good, but half of you guys are the same people complaining about the invasiveness of that exact anti-cheat. People don't seem to understand that more the invasive the anti-cheat is, the better it is. Right now, it is high time for Ubisoft to act, or this might be the end of competitive gaming inside of Siege. Steam has dropped from 200,000 peak players in March to 70,000 in July. It is no more speculation or prediction, Siege is dying. One of the most frustrating issues in Siege right now is the hit rate rejected. I was in the middle of making this very script when this happened.
Oh! What? What? What?
You can aim as precisely as you want, but sometimes it's just a game of chance. The impact this has had on this game is significant, especially considering the fact that the gameplay is all about split-second decisions and pinpoint accuracy. Unreliable hit detection undermines the very foundation of the competitive play. But what really is going on behind the scenes? The reason for these hit wreck problems are way more complex than most people realize. Siege's hitboxes are incredibly precise. Since Operation Health in 2017, hitboxes has been defined strictly by the body inside of the armor and clothing. This means that shots that barely miss these areas don't register, even if they appear to hit the corrector model. But the problem roots deeper in the interaction between servers and clients. People with higher ping will face the issue more than the ones with lower ping. And the developer Dominic Clement cleared the misconception of ping abuse. Contrary to popular belief, high ping players are at a disadvantage. The server-client interaction favors lower ping, meaning shots from players with the better connections register first. This is also why people with high ping have the common issue of dying behind the wall, or shots not registering, or simply not having enough time to react when holding angles. The technical intricacies of server-client interactions, ping differences, precise hitbox definitions creates that perfect storm for hit registration issues. As frustrations mount, the community has become divided. Some players adapt their playstyles to compensate for potential hit registration issues, while others abandon the game entirely, seeking a more reliable experience somewhere else. It now depends on Ubisoft to acknowledge the concerns and to focus on gameplay issues and to improve the server connectivity. Besides the obvious bugs on the game is infested with small and minor bugs. Just to name a few, the drone bug where you lose control of your drone when someone's spectating, not being able to connect back to the ranked games after disconnecting, zero Argus not being displayed, game crashing more than often, FPS drops, broken lighting in kill cams, game launch time being slower, and there are many more. And no, I'm not yapping here, these are confirmed issues from the official Ubisoft website. These minor bugs contribute to a bigger problem. All combined just ruin the gameplay experience. At this point in time, you have to memorize the bugs and how to counter them to play the game properly, further just ruining the smooth experience a player should actually have. From hit registration issues to recycled content, Siege's problems run deep. Siege cosmetic items were once a source of excitement for players. However, recent events are starting to show the troubling trend that Ubisoft is heading towards. Instead of creating fresh, innovative designs, the developers are now relying on recycling existing skins with minimal changes. Prime example of this is the Mute Protocol skins. It literally looks like they hopped on Photoshop and changed the hue of the skins. Ubisoft is becoming lazy. The problem is not just the minimal new content, it extends beyond just skins. Everyone is noticing the downward spiral of effort to Ubisoft's part when it comes to adding stuff to the game. We barely have any new events, and 90% of the events we play are picked up and thrown at us again with new skins. What happened to the old Siege? The Siege where we got to play new events throughout the year. Nowadays, the events they put out are only playable for the first day or two. Then you're just stuck in an impossible queue of finding those matches. The recycling of content raises the concerns for the game's longevity. Will Ubisoft listen and change course? Or are they going to keep treating Siege like a cow and milk it to death? More recycling will just make the game lose the spark it once had. With the new balancing updates recently, it always gets harder and harder to believe that Siege devs actually play the games for themselves. Let's just look at one aspect of it and ignore all the horrific changes they have made. Shields. Shields right now are literally broken. They somehow managed to put Peeker's advantage onto shields. I'm not even kidding. Shields have melee priority, and putting that with server connectivity issues, chances are if you're roaming and see a shield running towards you, you're probably going to lose the fight. Don't get me wrong here, shields can be countered, especially with the stagger effect and the insane amount of traps available to the defender's side. In fact, I main blitz for my 5 stack for roam clearing. I'm not whining about how shields are broken because I hate going against them, rather the fact that chances of you winning against a shield are like 9 to 1. And even though the community have been wilding over this problem, they somehow managed to prioritize fixing jumping on the ram gadget. The one cool feature the community was able to find after ages. Even though I don't play on consoles, I feel it's important to shed light on its issues too. The MNK problem on console. For those of you who don't know, there is still a problem of people playing with mouse and keyboard on the console version of Siege, which of course obviously is a very big advantage to those players. MNK users have higher precision, faster input, and it's easy to control recoil. Pretty much will dunk on controllers. It's pretty much similar to facing against hackers on PC. Ubisoft tried to fix this by implementing Mousetrap, where MNK users are forced to go into PC lobbies, but that still did not stop many of the MNK users because apparently it's easy to bypass. The community's question here is, why don't you just ban them? They are clearly using it to have an unfair advantage. If you can detect them, ban them. I'm not very well informed in this area though, so I'm not going to cover it too extensively. Will Ubisoft be able to make sure there is pure and fair competitive gameplay on console? Only time can tell. With Rainbow Six Siege facing so many challenges, the path forward for Siege is uncertain, but not impossible. To save the game, Ubisoft needs to address the community head on. I as a player would be satisfied if they acknowledged the issues and gave us updates on what they're working on. On the most part, they give us silence. It's time Ubisoft focuses on fixing core gameplay issues rather than monetizing the game. Like the new membership system that is a pure cash grab for a trash skin that you get after 3 seasons. Ubisoft must refocus on what made Siege great. On top of that, addressing the hacker problem should be Ubisoft's top priority. I would be happy to get a kernel anti-cheat at this point if it meant I can finally play my game properly. And yes, I know BattleEye is a kernel anti-cheat, but I'm talking about a more invasive one, like Riot. I really hope that this is not the end of the game, because even though I hate it so much, I still come back to play it. It's still one of my favorite games and I just want it to be better. Please, Ubi, fix. Let me know if you enjoyed the video by liking it if you did, or disliking it if you didn't. And please let me know your thoughts on this in the comments. And if you really stayed this far, it would be amazing if you can subscribe and watch my other videos. Cheers.
Fighting anyone over.
Yo, wait. Yo, watch out.
Technically, Kai has a slug shotgun, right, guys?
Yes.
They won't expect this, bro.